Fans of the Horus Heresy and Warhammer 40,000, thank you very much for joining me for a micro review. Now, why a micro review, I hear you say? Well, all I'm going to do really in this video is look at a couple of sprues of new models that have been released as part of the Warhammer 40,000 8th edition range, and briefly address a question of sprue colours. Now, and particularly thinking about the easy build miniatures, which have been supplied in colours specific to the factions, shall we say. It's caused a bit of discussion on the tube, so I thought I'd give my little explanation. What we've got is I've got a couple of sprues that I borrowed from a friend from the First Strike Warhammer 40,000 box set. What I have is the 3 Nurgle Death Guard and the 6 Poxwalkers that come in this set. Here we go, these are the 2 sprues. These miniatures are supplied in this rather Nurgle-esque sort of spew green, for need of a better phrase. And I think this is an example of using coloured plastic in a really effective way. So let's just start with the counterpoint here. So this is an empty sprue, and this was from the Primaris Space Marine Reaver easy to build kit. So this one. Now, the problem with that is it's blue, and basically it's supposed to be Ultramarines. And Ultramarines are a little bit like Marmite. Either you love them or you hate them. By doing the plastic in blue, it makes them a little bit of a Marmite product. And there are only a handful of Space Marine chapters that use a mid-blue paint scheme. You know, most of them have nothing to do with blue, so the previous sort of dark grey or, you know, mid-grey plastic that they used was a good choice of colour, as it has been for all Citadel miniatures. What I would like to say though is for these Nurgle miniatures, the plastic colour works really well. And so here we've got the sprue of the Death Guard to start with, and let's just have a look at some. I mean, these are fab. They're really good miniatures detail-wise. You know, they do look really cool, and they're very well turned out in terms of the designs. And you can see there's plenty of Nurgliness going on. I mean, you've got the 3 torsos, the detail on the chainmail, these plague sensors perhaps, is really well done. We've got a good rendition of a Mark, I'm going to go, that could be a Mark II helmet, couldn't it? Or Once Upon a Time, before it got completely heresified, that was a Mark II helmet. We've got this guy with this filthy, grotesque face, this guy with this perverse, pervert helmet, for need of a better phrase. And what else we got? Yeah, it's definitely a Mark II helmet, you can tell. Yeah, nice design reference there. And you've got these backpacks. You've got a hand of clawing, 3 skulls, you know, 3 sign of Nurgle, that's very cool. Got a bolter with some sort of tentacle and silencer or suppressor on it. This thing, which I believe is a blight cannon. That's a very nicely detailed gun. Yeah, that looks really good. Yes, I just thought I'd show you these. These are, I mean, I like the plastic colour idea on these because Nurgle are essentially green, and or variations thereof, shall we say, and particularly, you know, for the Plague Marines, it really makes sense to produce them in this sort of colour plastic. If I'd bought these, I'd be well chuffed to get them in this colour because it just makes them look good. Just a point on quality, the mould lines on this sprue are actually quite heavy. If you remember when I've talked about the 8th edition Dark Imperium box set miniatures, these have got the sort of mould line to remove that are equivalent to sprue Bs, which were Inceptor, Plasma Hellblasters, and some of the Intercessor Marines, which had quite a lot of mould line cleanup. These guys do as well, so just one to bear in mind there. Now let's have a look at the Poxwalkers. Just a quick look. Oh yeah, got some good jibs going on there with that pustulated, festering, intestinal spewing stomach. Excellent. There's another stomach ready to pop. They've stuck with the spiky look and the crazy smiley faces. He's got a mallet and I guess the remains of a chisel. What else we got going on here? More deliriously happy guys with spikes. Oh, someone who actually doesn't look quite so happy. This guy suffering from severe distortion, very happy about it. Got some sort of improvised weapon, gas mask and axe, and all sorts of goo spewing out of his mask, or what's left of it. That's great, I love that. That's very funny and yet characterful. There's another one with his rictus grin. Did we look at you? Yeah, we did. Oh, he's got kind of like a, not sure what those are, but it's like a flail. Some people have, I mean, I'm not interested, these models are on loan from a friend, so I'm not doing anything with them. But I've read in the comments section of a few videos that people have started taking these spikes off because not everybody's entirely sold on this spiky look. And I guess that's a very easy modification. You can really, you know, you can de-spike them quite easily and make them look more, well, typically humanoid and less, well, spiky bits. But yeah, and these have got a similar amount of mold of cleanup to the other sprue. So you've got the same sort of mold line cleanup to do as the other one. But again, the green colour works really well for those. So yeah, that's just a quick little mini review. I hope you found that interesting. Just a quick opinion there from me on the merits of colouring miniatures according to their faction in the new Warhammer 40,000 easy to build range. What do you think about the colours of these new models? Do you think it's a good thing, bad thing, or are you completely indifferent? Or would you like to see them in, I don't know, maybe bright pink? Maybe it's time for Slaanesh to get some love. I don't know. Let me know in the comments. But other than that, I would just like to say thank you very much for watching. I'll speak to you next time, and goodbye.